What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here. Welcome back to another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Battle from Middle-earth 2, patch 1.08. Today we have a 2v2 on the Shire. So it's something a little bit different. Thank you, of course, to the person who pointed that out to me as well, as I may have missed it before. But, yeah, something I did a little different here, which I'm happy. I do get sick of Udun and Fords of Isen 2, definitely. Which is mainly what patch 1.8 players play, so it's nice to see something different, as I'm sure you might agree. Anyway, we have our first player, Darlo, here, as Men of the West. We have Corné. Let's call him Corn. Whatever. Corn is Men of the West as well, his ally. The opposing team, we have the Glutamus, who is Isengard. He's quite the beast. He's destroyed me quite a few times. We have Kitty as Men of the West as his ally there. So 3 Men of the West and an Isengard. Interesting. Also, the map looks nice. Shire looks nice on patch 1.08. Also, they don't have any fog or anything. It's very nice. Patch 1.8 removed all the fog from maps, which I really wish Rise of the Witch King would do, but some people think it adds to the maps, which it does not. Look how nice the game actually looks without the shit. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. Darlo is going for a barracks start there. Building his barracks nice in front of his farm there. There's also, of course, no, actually there is no outpost in this version of the Shire. 1.8 has a different version of the Shire. Interesting. They have just a signal fire in the middle. Normally there's like 4 outposts there, but not in this version. I believe this is the 3v3 version of the Shire. It's just they're playing only 2 on each team. So that's that. Anyway, we do have some Gunner soldiers coming out from Darlo. We have his ally Corn coming with some Gunner soldiers as well. I would imagine there's... Oh, no. I was going to say Gunner soldiers over here, but no. It looks like there's a player again. Kitty is going for tower guards. Probably the creepiest wargler in the back here. Get a little bit of money and clear out the area as well. That'd be good. But he won't be able to... Assuming it's a he won't be able to guard very well the space. And of course, Glutamus is already down here, wreaking havoc with his Urukai warriors. So it looks like we'll be losing a farm here for Corn. Corné. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce that. Does the E have a different sound with that symbol on it? I don't fucking know. Sure. He could be Corné if I want him to. He could be whatever I want him to be. Whatever I want to pronounce it as. I think Corn is the most stupid thing I can do, so probably that'll be what it'll be. Alright, we got more Urukai swordsmen heading across. Glutamus has found 2 farms here. We'll begin taking them down. Very nice indeed. Meanwhile, Corn is moving across to take this furnace here from Glutamus. Also moving some soldiers there. We do have soldiers on the field here now from Kitty to defend against Darlo there. And he has indeed creeped the wargler up there. He's moving south of the tower guards, who are now at level 2, of course, which is nice, I guess. They can start regenerating if they ever take casualties. And it looks like there's more than enough soldier spam here from Kitty to overwhelm whatever attackers are coming. So we'll see how that happens. Those are level 2. I'd imagine the level 2 ones will win. But stances do make a huge difference. I guess they can't do shield wall and patch 1.8 right away. Looks like he has switched to defensive stance, hold ground stance rather. You will hear it a lot of the times referred to as hold ground or defensive stance, but it is called hold ground stance, of course. And it looks like the yellow team will just barely win out there. Of course, with a little bit of I was going to say a little bit of hope from the red, but the red is actually his enemy, so maybe not. There's a lot of Men of the West in this game. I mean, I already knew this, but it's just now hitting me that there's a lot of Men of the West players in here. It looks like Kitty is actually going around the map here to creep a bunch of the warglers around the map. Not a bad tactic as long as he can keep it up while he keeps up the stuff elsewhere. We do have Gondor archers from Darlo. Those will be useful for sure. We also have Gondor archers from Corn, of course. Keep spacing out on people's names. Not helpful. That doesn't usually happen unless I do a 4v forecast. I guess I'm just tired, maybe. Who knows? It looks like Yellow has claimed the outpost here, so Kitty... Not outpost, signal fire. So he will get the power reduction rate. It doesn't give you a vision range boost like 2.02 does, but it's still pretty nice to have. It has a little bit of vision. And of course the power reduction is really why you want it. Ooh, we have some Urk crossbows here from Glutamus, defending nicely. Cutting down these guys very, very easily. Of course there are some Gondor soldiers flanking him as well. Also making things a bit easier. The tower guards have taken that war glare down. He just needs to finish it off when he has time. Of course Glutamus continuing to assault. Looks like the farm is just being destroyed there to save as much resources as possible and time. And we do have a hero on the field. We have alerts out for Glutamus. Very nice indeed. Alerts will begin kicking ass and taking names. Alerts' leadership, of course, in patch 1.08 is 50% damage. So that's what he gives to his troops once he gets to level 5, does that say? Yeah. So that'll be good. He needs to be very careful, though. Does his ally have a heal, I wonder? Glutamus, it looks like, has Crebind and Vision of the Palantir. Vision of the Palantir, of course, gets a turn for speed boost to units in target area. So that's pretty nice. Good for getting away or chasing down enemies, I suppose. It's actually different. Because the Palantir, I guess it's not Palantir, is it? The Elven Farsight gives a range boost. So that gives a speed boost. That's kind of nice. Kitty does not have heal, so yeah, he definitely needs to be a bit careful. He is retreating us smartly. Rally call going down on Kitty's army. Some of it. There's a lot of archer support here. Especially from red and blue together. They have quite a few archers. And they should clean up those Gondor soldiers nicely. There's also a lot of blue Gondor soldiers in here. So Darlo has a lot of men. Oh, geez, we have either a long shot or arrow volley, one of the two.
I stand as the captain of Gondor. That
would be arrow volley. We also have a Boromir. Who was I observing? Corn? There he is. The beautiful bastard himself, Mr. Boromir. Excellent. Boromir will be good for this. His leadership, of course, is 50% damage as well. But of course, you usually get him for the Horn of Gondor just because he's a savage beast. So that'll be very useful indeed. Looks like a farm was taken down out there by Corn. Apologies, of course, if your name is Corné or something else. I don't know. All I know is these tower guards have some very wide armor. Very nice looking. Of course, they don't look like that by default. That is the HD texture patch in effect. They look pretty ugly if you don't have the HD texture patch, in my opinion. The game does in general. Units. So I definitely recommend getting that. We do have Berserkers out for Glutamus. Very nice indeed. Berserkers seem to tank arrows fairly well, as you would expect. It's like a farm was taken down there by Lurtz. Very nice. And a stables is being thrown up by Corn there. But Boromir will lead the defense, and it looks like Glutamus will retreat. He's got more Berserkers as well as crossbows there. He's got quite the force brewing, I must say. And Kitty is chasing off some of Corn's troops up in the north there. Meanwhile, we have tower guards from Darlo being pushed over here to attack Kitty's farms in the northern area. And Kitty's base is under attack by Darlo's troops at the current moment. Also, Elven Wood going down. Elven Wood gives the 50% armor bonus, right? Yeah. And all enemy units lose their leadership bonus, which is nice as well. It does say it does not affect heroes. I mean, leadership doesn't affect heroes anyway, right? Or does it mean leaderships from heroes' leaderships? I don't know. What I do know is Boromir has his raging strap on again. That is ridiculous. I gotta check the other patches to see if that's a thing. I wonder if 2.02 says it's a raging strap on, because that's funny. Surely raging, no, that wouldn't be in the game by default. It has to be a little Easter egg kind of thing for 1.08, I'd imagine. Who knows? I just find it amusing, to say the least. Those Berserkers cutting down some guys. They're not getting away very easily. Of course, Boromir is a beast. He'll deal with them very nicely. Boromir does have knockdown as well in BFME 2, so it's pretty difficult to deal with. Let's go over here. Looks like Kitty's base has taken some heavy damage. Hobbits have been summoned here as well. Kitty does have Gunner Knights on the field though. There's the firecracker being used by one of the hobbits. Looks like it's Mary there. Of course, Gondor Knight's going to be pretty useful as long as he doesn't trample these pikemen like he's about to. Oh. Well, I mean, that could have been better. But alright. Lurtz is just having a field day. He's up to level 6, of course. He gets pillaged, loots enemy kills for resources, which is always good. Very good indeed, in fact. It's always good to have anything that boosts your economy. Isengard has a lot of things that boost their economy. Oh god. We're reliving the moment in Almond Hen. Except for he's not actually shooting Boromir. He just wants to pin him down. There is a Theoden on the field as well. So it looks like he will be giving leadership immediately to his troops, of course. He has the same leadership as Boromir, but they don't stack, of course. So even if Boromir does get leadership, Theodens will still be there. Only one of them will be used. BFME 2 has a interesting way of doing leaderships. I prefer the generalized Rise of the Witch King version, but there is nothing wrong with the other version. Like, if you have a hero that has 50% damage and a hero that has 50% armor, if you have both of them, then you'll get both effects, as long as they're not the same. And if you have both effects, but one has a lesser version of it, it's like 25% damage, then it will take the 50% damage and use that one. Pretty sure that's how that works. But things are looking bad for Kitty, I think. The armies of Darlo and Corn are seeming to be pretty unstoppable over here. Gludamus is trying his best to raid over here. Looks like he's actually built a very forward furnace as well. But he does need to keep his ally alive. If Kitty falls, all hope is lost. So definitely don't want that to happen. Nice trample to Gondor Knights though, getting huge amount of kills on those archers. Very nice indeed. So many Boromir still a little time. Peasants running for their lives. Such madness. It's another thing that Patch 1.0 has. There's a lot of like little things on the map, like there's birds flying around, you got little peasants walking around, horses. A lot more detail than you would normally have in this map. So I like that kind of stuff personally. As long as I mean, this is the kind of detail I don't like the growing trees, but it's not really detail. I don't know what the hell to call that. Alright, looks like Darlo is moving in with a fairly fierce force of tower guards and archers. There's also some Gondor soldiers in there as well. It'll be very difficult for Kitty to deal with. Very difficult indeed. I don't think he's really in the position to go on the offensive. Also, I don't think Darlo should chase that one battalion with all that. It's a bit much. But if he keeps his tower guards in position, he should negate any damage done by these Gondor Knights. Well, maybe not. There they go. Now they're starting to take a little bit of damage. Somehow they managed to go, like... Cav and BFME 2 doesn't make sense. They had, like, no momentum, and they somehow just ran them over and killed them all. That shouldn't really, like, do no damage, but... I guess it does. That's just how it works. And Boromir can knock down a Boromir. There you go. Nice Sonic Song by Tom Bombadil there. Will help him defend. There's an air volley. It does manage to kill a battalion of Gondor archers there. Nice. Things are still looking bad for Kitty. There's still an overwhelming force from Darlo over there. And Gludamus is busy with the forces of Corn over here. Doesn't seem to have much of a force, actually. As we see trees sprout up out of nowhere. He definitely needs more troops in the field if he's going to help his ally. There's some troops over here regenerating. Should really send those in and start attacking farms with them. Might as well. Since they're back there, you might as well make use of them, I think. We have a Saruman. Oh shit. That could turn the tide of battle for the northern team. Saruman is quite the savage. One Wizard Blast can take out this entire force here, pretty much. Very nice indeed. And Saruman will begin kicking ass. Saruman also has a knockdown. He's quite a powerful hero, so... At least he does in in the old patches of BFME 2. I don't know if he does in patch 1.0, but I would assume he does since Boromir still does. Doesn't seem like they've done away with that. I don't see too many Saruman, so I can't tell you. We got some Wargraves out here from Gludamus, who are losing to Gondor soldiers and Gondor archers, which is pretty sad. I mean, generally speaking, you don't want to just sit there with Cav and fight, but yeah. So be it. We have Aragorn out in the field for Corn there. He's also got Boromir as well. Very nice. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Love it. Gotta love the detail on going to armor and stuff. It's very good. Hobbit summon, that could be deadly for Saruman if he's not careful. The rock throw could be absolutely devastating. Also, he's taking a huge amount of damage. Does his ally have heal? Because if he does, might want to invest. Oh shit. We got Watcher somewhere. I foresee, foresee a Watcher going down on this army here. No? Ah, there it is. Beautiful. The old Glutamus Watcher. Classic. Is it? I don't know. We have Summon Doomknight allies from Darlo. That's his highest spell there. Summon Doomknight allies from Corn as well, just being used. So he's trying to finish off some troops there. They also come with long shots. So that's nice as well. And then we have Tom Bombadil and Arrow Volley for Kitty. So he doesn't have any 15s as of yet. But it looks like Kitty is starting to come back a little bit. He's getting his second barracks up. He does have his Boromir on the field. He's chasing off the enemy. Things seem to be going quite better for Kitty. And Glutamus seems to be growing in power pretty well. As long as he can keep Saruman alive and keep his lords out and keep building nice armies, he should do well. Where's this going to fall here, though? Oh shit. Very nice. Glutamus managed to cut down Theoden and get away just in the nick of time. He's literally on the verge of death. And the Berserkers will begin cleaning up the rest of the army here, which they seem to be doing with no trouble whatsoever. So Kitty went on a little bit of a counter-offensive. We do have Trebuchet action for Darlo now. He's also got Thilian Rangers pumping out of his barrack, or his stables. He's got Rohirrim as well. He's got Tower Guards. He's got a pretty strong army. Darlo is a force to be reckoned with at the moment. I would definitely say Glutamus is building in power as well, though. Glutamus' economy has got to be steamrolling in comparison. He does have, of course, Devastation. He's got the lumber mills, which other teams don't have access to. And he's got a lot of farms on the field as well. I think everyone... No, it doesn't look like a Kitty managed it. He has close to 750 command points, so he almost has as much farms as everyone else. Aragorn with his Blade Master going on there. Yeah, that's that white ability. And patch 1.8 is a white glow instead of a red, which is nice. Nice change. Looks like he has been cripple strike though. And now Isengard's going in for the kill. Berserkers, Saruman, and Pikemen. And I think Aragorn is going to fall here, even with his Blade Master. Although, looks like Frodo did use the Vial Galadriel causing fear. It's not going to be enough. Aragorn falls. Oh god, I forgot about that. And now we have to listen to the Aragorn death song because they will not. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. Looks like a Rohirrim attack is happening on the Fortress of Corn, and it is actually working quite nicely. Rohirrim summon might do the damage. And of course, in patch 1.08, Men of the West do not have rebuild. So that is the thing. Oh shit, and somebody actually has Earthquake. Darlo has Earthquake. But the fortress of his ally has fallen. And now Isengard's swooping in for the kill here. Will Darlo manage to kill his enemy? I mean, this base is essentially dead, so he's not using his Earthquake there. I think he's saving his Earthquake to use on Isengard. Which is smart. Unfortunately, Tom Bombadil did get summoned out before the fort falls. So that's going to do a bit of damage to him, unfortunately. And there goes the Earthquake on the base of Isengard. Glutamus has very little defending his base now. All Darlo needs to do is make it over to the base. Although there is a few barracks that's keeping Kitty alive as well here. But it looks like things are not going so swell for his ally over here, Corn. Sadly. Does look like they managed to defend though, with the help of Tom Bombadil there. It's a bit of a base race. How exciting. I love a good base race. This Trebuchet could make all the difference if you can keep it alive. Rohirrim as well will be very, very useful. And he's also still racking up them power points. Of course, Isengard's racking up power points as well, so that's something to be wary of. Corn and Kitty don't have any powers, of course, so they go access to powers, so it doesn't really matter what their power is. Saruman's up to level 5 now. His Wizard Blasts and Fireballs have been devastating to the enemy for this whole game. He's really turning around to a Fireball here. Or run to the Pikes, yeah, it's a better call, actually. Run those Rohirrim right through Pikemen, and then hit him with a Fireball. Very nice indeed. Nice Saruman play there. Needs to be a bit careful, though. Shit, the single Rohirrim on chase. He is taking a bit of flanking damage. Looks like a heal does go down on him, though. And you might ask, how is that possible? That's because Isengard has Untainted Allegiance, and Untainted Allegiance heals friendly allies in patch 1.08. So, evil teams have a heal in patch 1.08, if you weren't aware of that. But it is a higher tier heal. Like, you can't get it at a 5-point power like the good teams can. As Untainted Allegiance is a 10-point power. So that's kind of neat, nice little trade-off. I don't mind evil teams having a heal, personally. I think it's a nice little touch. It looks like the red player Corn's still alive here. Still hanging on. He's still got a barracks, he's still got archer range, he's still got a stables. And he's still got farms to run off of, so he's by no means out of the game. And I'd say the same might not be able to be said for Kitty. He has a few farms here. What else does Kitty have exactly? He's got a couple barracks in his allies' base, of course. I'd say the game's about even, but maybe a little bit more in the favor of the southern team, potentially. If Darlo can keep the pressure up, that is. Darlo's base is pretty well defended. He's got a pretty nice setup here for making armies and such. He's got a lot of map control with the farms and whatnot. He's also got a barracks back here. Oddly enough, he's building a little mini base there. He's got Rohirrims in the woods. And his allies and him are sweeping the woods for buildings and such. Looks like Saruman's going to engage them. That's a bit risky, considering how many troops are there around him. He'd probably be fine. Looks like he did go for the Fireball, though. Also going for the Wizard Blast. Very nice. That got him level 7, which temporarily gains control of target enemies with Dominate. So that's what his level 7 does in patch 1.08. Very nice indeed. So he could take an army chunk of it and kill off the rest of the enemy army with it. For a time at least, until it turns against him again. Alert's still alive. He's up to level 8 now. He's a powerhouse, as expected. Boromir is up to level 6. Of course, if he gets level 7, he can give target units experience. Not that anyone will ever use it, but, you know, it's nice when they do. As it's a free level 2. I don't know why you wouldn't use it. Of course, King's Favor does the same thing, but as you see, no one's using that either. That's really actually nice to use on Cav. Once you get them to level 2, they start regenerating. I don't see any reason not to use King's Favor here. Except for the fact that no one just remembers to use their freaking experience things, as I've said a million times. It's forgettable. But it's very useful. And I definitely recommend it. Because higher tier troops have more health. They regenerate. They're just better. More leveled up there. It'll give you that edge, maybe, that you need to beat your ally. Beat your ally. Don't beat your allies. Beat your opponent. Oh shit, we got another Watcher summon. Watchers are so devastating. They take out almost entire armies. I mean, they can take out entire armies, but usually there's some archers on the outsides. They can get away like that. Hobbit summon out there as well. I like this color of blue. It's very, very blue, isn't it? Very vibrant. I like a lot of these vibrant colors in patch 1.08, as I've said before. This color is pretty nice as well. The yellow as opposed to the yellow in patch 2.2, which is very hard to tell it's yellow even. As this, you can tell it's yellow. It's pretty nice. And red, of course, you can see for days. As it's very crimson, very red. Very cool. And there's the fireball. Boom! Very nice. Saruman has definitely done his duty today. Even if he does lose, he's going to go down a hero, I think. Pretty good game so far, though. I think the northern team is losing momentum heavily, as Kitty is pretty much... I mean, it's pretty much useless at this point, let's be honest. You got a couple barracks, but really he can't make much. What's his command point cap? Oh shit, we have a Dragon Strike. Dragon Strike in patch 1.9 is actually revamped a little bit, and it's actually fixed so it doesn't get stuck on stuff. So that's something to look forward to as well. But yeah, if he uses Dragon Strike, I wonder what will happen. Like that. Oh, there's Dragon Strike. It's gonna be go down here. I bet you money. No. I mean, it might not be, but why would you not use it on the base? I could be wrong. He's using it over here to defend his base. Interesting. Well, I did kill a majority of the Rohirrim and the Gondor Knights, did it not? Hopefully that was a worthy endeavor. But that won't slow down the men of the West, unfortunately. From the blue side. I'm getting a bit of lag here, which might be because I'm rendering a video in the background. So apologies for that.
We're ready to ride out.
It's probably finishing up as well, which tends to do that. But anyway, it looks like Darlo is finishing up here with the help of Corn. Now has upgraded Gondor soldiers as well. It looks like Glutimus is conceding there, and he does indeed. Kitty will do the same, and the southern team will take the victory. Very nice indeed. Nice little game there, actually. That was pretty good for a 2v2 on the Shire, I gotta admit. It could have went either way, pretty much, at one point. Both teams lost a fort, but the southern team, Darlo and Corné, whatever your name is, managed to take the victory. So well played to them. Well played to all players, of course, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that cast, and I will see you guys in the next cast of patch 1.08. See you all next time.